Hello and welcome to live coverage of the FA Women's Continental Cup semi-final between Arsenal and Aston Villa, live from Meadow Park. Arsenal, the holders, targeting a record-extending 7th League Cup trophy, while Villa are competing in their first ever Continental Cup semi-final. 18 points separate Arsenal and Aston Villa in the WSL. The Gunners securing a crucial win in the North London derby at the weekend to keep themselves just 3 points off the league leaders Chelsea. Aston Villa have had a difficult season. A 4-1 defeat to Liverpool at the weekend has left them 8th in the league table. The League Cup has provided them with some respite, but they are clear underdogs this evening. So the first of the semi-finals to decide who will compete for the Continental Cup at Molineux on Easter Sunday. Arsenal already out of the FA Cup, 3rd in the WSL. This is their most realistic chance of picking up silverware. It's 4 changes for the Gunners, to the side that recorded that narrow 1-0 win in the WSL against Spurs. Leah Williamson captains the side and makes her 3rd start since returning from her lengthy knee injury to replace Laia Katina in defence. Frida Mornham, who scored twice in the quarter-finals of the Cup against Villa last season, starts alongside Kyra Cooney-Cross. Victoria Pelova and Kim Little are rested to the bench. Top scorer Stina Blackstenius also returns. Three alterations for Aston Villa, to the side beaten by Liverpool. A big boost up front as Rachel Daly returns from her 3-match suspension. Danielle Turner starts for the first time this year. She replaces the cup-tied Noel Maritz in defence. And Anna Leet, who started all 4 group games in the Cup this season, is named in goal. Daphne van Domselaar, the WSL #1 keeper, is out with a hip injury. So Arsenal hoping to hold on to the trophy which they won last season. For Villa, this is pretty much a free hit. Very much expected to end their Continental Cup journey this evening. Can they spring a surprise and reach their first ever major final? Quite a lot on the line tonight, Gilly, in terms of for both teams.
Yeah, I mean, I think, listen, I've been in this situation before with West Ham when we've played in, obviously, admittedly, it was against Reading in the semi-final of the FA Cup, but you know you're one step away from a cup final. So, no, they've got nothing to lose here tonight, in the sense of a lot of people will be thinking that Arsenal are going to get the result. So sometimes the pressure's then off of you because you can play with a bit more freedom. But yeah, I mean, it's a chance to take a hit, but again, for Arsenal, it's a big chance for them to get into the cup final.
Rachel Daly, who scored twice in the WSL at Boreham Wood the final day of last season. Been missing the past 3 matches, banned for violent conduct, an incident off the ball that was spotted, and it wasn't appealed by the club. So a big boost to have Rachel Daly back. I'm sure she'll be absolutely chomping at the bits to get back on the field and play some competitive football. It was a bumper crowd at the Emirates at the weekend against Tottenham Hotspur, and these days Arsenal easily filling their normal home of Boreham Wood, although they now have first and second home, you'd say. So a bit of rotation for Arsenal today, but some of the big hitters like Beth Mead starting once again after setting up the winner against Spurs at the weekend. Starts for Frida Mornham have come a little bit rarer these days. Most sets of supporters take the knee ahead of kick-off. And it is Aston Villa and Rachel Daly in their change strip. The blue get us underway. The first semi-final between Arsenal and Aston Villa. We'll have Manchester City against Chelsea for you tomorrow Same time, 7:15 kickoff on iPlayer. And it's got to be a good start for Villa, hasn't it? They can't let Aston run away with this early on.
Yeah, no, it has to be a positive start from them. You know, it's one of them ones, don't let Arsenal win early doors.
Flag stays down. It's fired into Russo! Couldn't quite get the angle on that. But an early chance for Arsenal inside the first minute. Daly helps it on to Jordan Nobbs. Early towards Kenzadali. Zinsberger gathers.
I was thinking then, have I just jinxed it for Aston Villa there? But it's a great ball in behind Blackstenius. You can see straight away what she wants to do. She wants to get the ball across the box. Russo coming in late at the back, just can't really connect properly with it. But it's a great start from Arsenal. It's a scare for Villa.
Interesting to see those two included in the starting 11.
Yeah, I mean, I've really liked them when they've played together. I think they offer different runs, different movement, and they really link up well. But you see it sort of with Tottenham, you know, with Martha Thomas and Beth England about trying to fit them both in together. But I think what works for them too is they both do separate movements, and they both sort of seem to help and benefit each other. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do tonight.
Wubben-Moy and Leah Williamson. Drifts one out to the far side for Catley. Keeps it in. Body swerve from Leah Valti, but Villa come away with it. Kenzadali. Big miss at the beginning of the season. Returning from the World Cup with France with injury. And after making enormous strides last season, Villa have struggled to get that consistency. It's all down to a pretty dreadful start where they had some very difficult games, losing to Manchester United and Arsenal. Carla Ward has found it tough. Expectations rose after last season. It's hard to keep those standards in this division.
Yeah, and I also think as well, in regards to the injuries, you've got a player like Lucy Parker, who for me is probably one of the best up-and-coming talents within the women's game. You know, you've got missed her out for a bit. She comes back and then she has to go and have an operation as well. So, yeah, it's about the key word there. I think it was the consistency, you know, and about being able to play the same 11 or at least get a main starting group together, which they've not been able to do so far this season.
Turner sends it forward, flick from Daly. Wubben-Moy. Valti. He's in the front early. Beth Mead. Lovely feet to work the space. Just ran away from her as she attempted the shot. Pacheco, nice interchange. And the ball in towards Daly is easily cut out by Wubben-Moy. Russo holds it up, but it's given straight to Alicia Lehman. McCabe. Ball cut out by Turner, but Blackstenius will latch onto it.
I do think you'll see with Arsenal what they're trying to do is they're trying to get behind the Villa back line, you know, and I think that's what Blackstenius offers, is she likes her stretching behind and likes to make that movement. And I think they're looking across the Villa back line in regards to the lack of pace as well. That'll be a real punishment. That's the way that they can punish Villa as well.
complete. It's a very good ball from the back for Pacheco.
Yeah, just a bit of miscommunication there from her and Rachel Daly. And it's interesting because I think when Villa get the ball, they look to attack and they look to stretch straight away. Whereas sometimes is it the ball to feet rather than trying to get in behind Arsenal back line? You know, try and move them, try and disjoint them a little bit rather than it's predictable. You get it, you go long, Arsenal drop off and they get the ball again.
That's neat play, Corsi. Picked up by McCabe. On to Frida Marnham. Creating the angle. Cross closed down by Nobbs. Just lost it there. Moy keeps her composure.
I think that's what Moy's done so well this year, being on the front foot, stepping in, and then when she stepped in, not giving the ball away, making the right decisions, easy to go back, but wants to look to play forward straight away. But yeah, I think being on her front foot as a defender, I think she offers so much in terms of playing the game that way and sets Arsenal up really because she's straight on the attack.
Third season in charge of Aston Villa for Carla Ward, steadily building this team. They do find themselves 8th in the table at the moment, managed to finish 5th last season. Here's Hansen.
I think just talking about Villa though, obviously before that season, before they finished 5th, they was like fighting relegation with us when I was at West Ham. So I think Villa have had a good year where they finished 5th, and then the expectations on them are you're going to break into the top 3 and top 4, and a lot of people don't realise how hard and difficult it is, especially budget-wise. So it's about getting the consistency for Villa and not being up and down like a yo-yo.
The West Ham manager, Rhian Skinner, was saying the exact same thing happened to her at Tottenham Hotspur. Got them up there challenging in the top 4, and then before they knew it, were battling relegation last season. It is very tough for those teams that are not the consistent top 4 to keep going. Here is Blackstenius! Arsenal ahead! Blackstenius found herself in all sorts of space. She gets her 6th goal in the Continental Cup and her first goal since January.
I mean, it's a rocket of a finish from Blackstenius there. You could see the way Arsenal initially started this game is that they really want to try and get behind Aston Villa's back line. But for me, a striker who, you know, she's had mixed opportunities this year. She started some, she's come on. She's been a lot more prolific this year than she has in previous seasons, but I wouldn't doubt her that she's a player with a lack of confidence either for the finish that she's just done there. But yeah, incredible start from Arsenal. You can see exactly what they wanted to do, and yeah, it's a fantastic finish from Blackstenius.
Goal number 12 in all competitions this season for Stina Blackstenius. And exactly the opposite of what Carla Ward would have wanted early on here against Arsenal. Jonas Eidevall got his first trophy as Arsenal boss last season in this competition, beating Chelsea impressively at Selhurst Park. Here's Mead. Will there be more for Arsenal straight away? Mead delivers towards the back post. Russo! Blackstenius! 2 for Arsenal and 2 for Stina Blackstenius. Less than 2 minutes apart. Just over 10 minutes played. And Arsenal already looks set fair for the final.
10 minutes in and she's already on a hat-trick. You know, I mean, it's a great delivery in for Beth Mead. Russo challenges, makes it difficult for the defender at the back post. And again, it's Blackstenius following her run. You know, she's standing alive in the box, puts it into the roof of the net. But from an Aston Villa's point of view, this is not how they would have wanted this game to start. You know, you want to try and keep in it 0-0 for as long as you possibly can and try and catch Arsenal on the counter. But Arsenal and Blackstenius look on it tonight.
Collected by Zinsberger. 1 minute 38 between the Blackstenius goals. So the response to going behind lacking as well for Villa.
Yeah, it's not ideal at all, especially 2 goals so close to each other.
They might be let in here. Nobbs trying to work the space, but ball just bounced away from her. Lehman goes down. Didn't feel like they'd started it that badly, but those are 2 pretty poor goals, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't think Villa started initially bad, but you can't give Arsenal the time and space that they have done. You know, to allow Beth Mead to get the ball into the box, you've got to make it difficult for her. And then you've got to be around in the first and second balls. Obviously, Russo challenges, but no one's there to pick up Blackstenius. So it's those little finer details. You can't get away with it against a team like Arsenal.
Dali delivers. Seen all the way by Manuela Zinsberger. How do you respond? But almost ignore the scoreline.
It's a difficult one because really you've got to try and reset it to be like 0-0.
Here's Catley. Now Valti.
But just on that point, you don't want it to end up being quick-fire 3-4-0. I've been there in a situation against Arsenal, against other teams where it goes 1-2, and before you know it, you're looking at 5 or 6, especially with so long left to play in the game. But you just got to try and think it's 0-0, try not to panic. You know, there's plenty of time left to get into the game, and just try and reduce the chances that Arsenal will create.
A lovely variation there from the Arsenal crowd. K Sarah Sarah. We're going to Molineux. Here's Mead. Mornham, Blackstenius. Away by Mailing. Well, that possibly should have been a 13-minute hat-trick.
I'm just looking as well, as that ball comes in, you've got Russo who's completely unmarked to the back post, and you'd think after the goal that they've just conceded that someone would be there, but it's down this right-hand side. You know, all the chances have come from the right-hand side, even the one early on where Russo couldn't connect at the back post. So it's a danger for Aston Villa.
Mead pulls it back, floated in. Mornham. Now Valti. Williamson. Away by Turner. Only as far as Mead.
You just see Aston Villa just seem too far away from their players. You know, even the ball then zipped in. It gets bounced around the corner, but Rachel Hall, she's too far away. She's worried and dropping and getting into the back line, but ultimately you're a midfielder, so she's just they just seem to be too far off it, and allowing Arsenal the time and the space to dictate the passes that they want.
Daly forced all the way back to get a touch of the ball. Hansen onto Kenza Dali. Brief foray forward. Dali does well to keep hold of that, but closed down. Daly keeps it going for Hansen. It's away from Mead. Hansen towards Lehmann. Slightly awkward height, couldn't go with the head on that one.
Yeah, it's better from Villa, you know, pushing Arsenal defence back, getting up higher. I think they'll be looking at players like Hansen, especially the situation that they're in now, to really drive them forward. It's a good delivery into the back post, but Alicia Lehmann, she's stretching. It's going to be hard to even direct that ball towards the goal. But it's positive from Aston Villa, and then they need to get the front three, especially, and Kenza Dali, into this game more.
Signs of life for Villa. Still a long, long way to go in this, and if they do get the next goal, might just put the frighteners on Arsenal a little bit. That's a big if, though. Mornan. On to Mead. Allowed to travel. Mornan! Oh! Magnificent from Frida Mornan! And not the first time she's pulled off one of those. She makes it 3 for Arsenal. We're not even at the midway point of the first half yet.
No, I was going to say as well, when you made the comment about getting a goal back, you know, for Villa, I was thinking the next goal is going to be huge, because if it goes 2-1, yes, Villa are going to have a chance. But if it goes 3-0, then really the game is dead and buried. It's going to take a lot from Villa. But again, Aston Villa players are they're too far away from the Arsenal players. Frida Mornan there has allowed the time and space to put that ball into the back of the net with not one Villa defender near her. It's not good enough, and it's now an even uphill task for Aston Villa to make sure it don't go 4-5.
We're already in damage limitation here, Gilly. Like we like keep it at this until we get to the break.
I can't see it. I can't see it staying as 3-0, in all honesty. The way Arsenal have started this game, they're hungry for it as well. You can even, I think, then in the huddle, they're saying, let's go for more, and really send out a statement, really. So I think it's a positive for Villa if it stays 3-0, especially going into half-time.
They really struggled on Sunday against Tottenham. Eventually managed to get a goal just after the break. But they've had other opportunities apart from the 3 that have found the back of the net so far. Another one could soon be coming. Catley with the free kick. Kept out by Leeds. Nobbs finding Alicia Lehmann. Rachel Daly. That's neat play. Pacheco. Arsenal now back in a good shape. Kenza Dali.
Problem is, though, Kenza Dali gets the ball there. She's got one person, Pacheco, who wants to come and get it and wants to support her. You know, you need, when players get on the ball, you've got to be brave in these situations. You've got to, realistically, they say you should have a triangle. There should be 2 other players around you to be able to receive the ball. Can't, especially when the game gets tough like this, a 3-0, you're thinking, I don't want to get on the ball because I don't want to lose it, because if I lose it, there's a good chance Arsenal are going to go and attack again. You have to be brave and get on the ball and help support your teammates.
Wubben-Moy to Valti. Cross, nicely done. Space for Russo. Stinius. Did look like Turner had too much of a hold of her there.
Yeah, Blackstenius does this really well. You know, obviously she's clever with it because she's putting her arm towards Turner as well. Referee potentially is in a difficult position because he can just see really her arm doesn't. It looks like Dan Turner's pulling it. But yeah, it's another very dangerous position for Arsenal to be in.
McCabe goes for it, off the crossbar.
Yeah, really good attempt from McCabe. I didn't know whether Anna Lee had touched that then. But obviously they've given a goal kick. It goes too quick, I can't even see this one. Oh, it's an hard angle to see, but I mean, if I was her, I'd touched that onto the post. I'd have been buzzing. I'd been fuming actually. They weren't a corner. Don't rob me of a save.
Happy to stay quiet this time.
Yeah, she's probably thinking this for the best. Don't give them a corner.
Yeah. I'll forego the personal glory this time. Williamson. Anticipation, stepping out. Turner, here's Rachel Daly. Invites Hansen forward. It's another good run from Hansen. The pullback, though, straight to Cooney Cross. A foul on Blackstenius.
Yeah, but it is good play again from Hansen in the wide areas, and they're going to need her to get into the game for them. I mean, Anna Patton probably feel frustrated with that really, but when you're coming up against a centre forward who, like Blackstenius, I think Rachel Daly would do the same for Villa. As soon as they feel pressure from behind from a defender, now they're trying to protect the ball, they are naturally going to go down in that position. So it's one of them ones, just have to stand up behind her, let her force her back to her own goal and potentially hope that you can nick the ball.
Arsenal won their last 3 in all competitions. That was after back-to-back defeats in the WSL to West Ham and then in the FA Cup to Manchester City. Very important for their season, this, and their next WSL game as well, which is a week on Friday at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea. Cooney Cross. Turner got there just ahead of it.
I think Jonas, though, will be hoping that they can take this goal-scoring form into the league. You know, because he said how obviously he knew he lost the league, didn't he, in Sweden on goal difference, so he knows how important it is to rack up the goals. So hopefully tonight this will give them the confidence going into their league games. But I think the positive thing for Arsenal is that they've not struggled to create. It's just the final finishes and the final touches. So yeah, I think they'll take a lot of confidence from tonight's game.
Darley has a few options to her left, finds Daly. Pacheco to Kenza Darley. Going to slip it through for Hansen. Pacheco. Good defending from Beth Mead. Gets her body in the way. Williamson clears upfield towards Blackstenius. Claims from Pacheco that that went out of play.
What are we seeing? Beth Mead and Blackstenius back in their own defending third. Go on, the attacking players, eh?
Did you like that, or were you like, get out the way?
No, well, in the penalty area, get out of the way. Do not even attempt to slide tackle or do a challenge. But yeah, get back and help your teammates there. Track your runners.
All action display so far from Arsenal. Knobs out wide for Mailing. Just bounced awkwardly for her. And Arsenal have it back. Valti. Pulling out the whole repertoire, the Arsenal fans, aren't they?
You got us bobbing our head along in here.
Must be wonderful for these players, though. Each got an individual song. You can hear them at the Emirates, but you can definitely hear them just a couple of yards away. Yeah,
they create such a good atmosphere for, I think, even for the neutral, for any, to be able to come to this game, even watching it on the telly, you know, being able to hear them singing loud and proud. Yeah, it makes for a great game.
Moy. Just a little too much weight on that for Russo.
Yeah, it's a great idea from Moy, but again, you're questioning Aston Villa. Why is Moy allowed the time and space to literally walk with the ball and then able to zing it 20, 30 yards out to her left? And if the ball hadn't been over it, Lester Russo would have been there with no pressure.
Something just hasn't quite been clicking this season for Villa consistently. Something just not quite right structurally within the team. It's nearly the same team from last season. But yes, as you mentioned, have had a lot of injuries and not helped by Laura Blinkiller-Brown being poached by Manchester City in January either. And if you look at their bench today, they have Ebony Salmon and Simone McGill, and the rest are young players, teenagers. Corsi holding off Mornham. Sent upfield by Patton. Nice hold-up play from Daly. Darley had no time on the ball whatsoever there.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a hospital pass, really, wasn't, from Jordan Nobbs, because Darley couldn't see the pressure that she was getting from behind her. Sort of a little bit of a stitch-up.
Rousseau. Cooney cross. Valti. Now McCabe. Tracked all the way by Hansen. Corsi. Back to Turner.
I think you play that plan out from the back, but you've got to have players that are able to play out from the back. They're comfortable to play out from the back and not play out from the back, kick it long for Rachel Daly, but it goes over the top of her and goes straight back to Arsenal. You know, you have to be clever with it, because you're just going to keep inviting pressure from Arsenal, which is what you definitely do not want at this stage of the game.
Jordan Nobbs, formerly of Arsenal, of course. Such a mainstay in the Arsenal team for over a decade. so dispossessed. It's good play from Mailing. Corsi, closed down by Mornham. Bad spell of possession this for Villa. Comes to an end, that through ball cut out by McCabe. Nobbs stepping in to intercept. It's Pacheco. Hansen. Low delivery. And that's where Villa have had a little bit of joy.
Yeah, it's good patient build-up play from Aston Villa. Obviously, Pacheco played it forward, it did turn over, but it come back to him. Again, they broke down that left-hand side with Kirsty Hansen, who's been their real threat, really, this whole of this first half. But again, you've only got Rachel Daly busting the gut to get across the front of the defender. You have to have more bodies commit. You've got Jordan Nobbs in there, Kenza Darley. You need to get them to commit and get Corsi to sit behind.
Deep delivery away by Wubbenmoy. Hooked back in by Mailing. Foul on Beth Mead by Alicia Lehman.
I don't even know what to say about that, really, because I was going to say that they're not looking at the ball, they're sort of just trying to get the best of each other, you know, a little bit of a battle, but yeah, I think obviously Beth Mead comes out on top.
McCabe. Queenie Cross gets there, Turner in the way. Daly. Dispossessed by Balti. She's showing some signs of frustration.
I think, though, that's been standard for Rachel Daly, I think, in this Villa side. I think you see her quite a lone, frustrated figure who's trying to do a lot up there on her own. It's difficult, you know, I think, especially if she's a player that is on not on a different wavelength, but, you know, she's trying to do so much for her team. She's dropping deep to get the ball, and then she's not there at the top to stretch it. It's a difficult one. But you can see, especially this season, the signs of frustration from day one. And she's a player that shows it too. You know, she can't hide it. She shows it.
It couldn't really have gone much better for her last season. 22 WSL goals, the Golden Boot. Mead's free kick. Cooney Cross. Wubbenmoy. Gets the cross in. Leet gets a good hand to it. Lehman clears. Arsenal want to keep up the pressure.
I feel like Anna Lee just does not look at all comfortable when them balls are coming into the box. It's difficult for a keeper, especially when you're under the cosh so much, as she has been in this first half, but yeah, she doesn't seem brave to come and claim it or confident at all with the deliveries coming in.
Still 10 minutes to go till the break. Feel like the right decision, though. Just try and pull that one away. Here's Blackstenius. Needs through ball cut out. Nobbs for Daly. Sam mentioned the absence of Lucy Staniforth, out for the rest of the season. Another big player for Villa.
Yeah, I think she just offers something in the midfield as well. She's not afraid to put her foot in. And I think sometimes with the Villa players, I think it suit them, the players that they've got in their team, to be that, not dirty and not nasty, but, you know, put your foot in, be hard to beat and hard to break down.
Darley. Corsi, dangerous. Good clearance from McCabe. And that bit of approach play from Villa was excellent.
Yeah, Corsi found herself in a really good position there on the edge of the box. Picks her head up, does a lovely thing, clears the first defender. Hanson's coming in on the back post, but McCabe does really well to track it and get her body in the way.
Darley, space opening up for her. Tried to slip it through for Daly. Foul on a free kick.
Beth Mead again picking it up, is able to turn two Aston Villa defenders, really. Rachel Corsi in front, Jordan Ross from behind, still manages to get the ball and turn both of them. And it's just you say it's a professional foul from Rachel Corsi, just a bit of frustration, really, pulls Beth Mead down.
Rachel Corsi into the book. Mead. Wilbermoy back in, and there's the hat-trick for Stina Blackstenius. A first half one. Even the canines are celebrating in the stands.
We called it, didn't we? Said it after a second goal in the first 10 minutes or so that she's on course for a hat-trick. Corsi deals with the first one, a lot of Wilbermoy pick it up, but again, Dan Turner, there's defenders around her, but Blackstenius is able to pick the ball up in between 2 or 3 defenders and is able to be the first person to connect to it. She's not good enough defending-wise from Aston Villa, but what a first half from Blackstenius.
It's her second hat-trick. The last one came in this competition in the group stage as well, in the 6-0 win over Reading back in January. Arsenal 4-0 to the good now. First half that could scarcely have gone better for Arsenal. It's been a nightmare for Aston Villa.
Yeah, I think the way it started with a goal so early on, being 2-0 down, you know, then it's an uphill task for them to face, especially against a team like Arsenal as well, who, you know, you don't get many chances in a game like this, so it's even more difficult when you're 2-0 down. But it's just been a very poor, sloppy first half from Aston Villa. Still 4 minutes until half-time.
Julie, what is that Villa dressing room going to be like?
I think there's going to be pure head loss in there. I think,
Really?
yeah, I think there's going to be frustration. I think there's going to be things said. It's one of those ones, you just got to get everything off your chest, you know, and come out second half fresh, regalvanised, you know, on the same wavelength, on the same page, and just try and get a bit of pride back.
15-minute therapy session coming up.
I've been part of many of them.
Russo into Blackstenius. Foul on Lehmann. Foul on Nobbs. Conceded 4 at the weekend to Liverpool. A lot of fairly easy goals in that match as well.
I think that would have been a game and a result that really disappointed them as well, because over the years with them against Liverpool, you know, it has been the battle of the best of the rest between them, you know, and I know obviously Liverpool have had a fantastic season this season, but I think the way they lost and the manner that they lost, you know, and the goals and the way they conceded them was not good by Aston Villa's standards, especially not against Liverpool, you see as your sort of rivals, you know, to be the best of the rest.
By the looks of things, Aston Villa are being forced into an early change here. Kirsty Hansen is off. And it looks like she's going straight down the tunnel to receive some treatment, heavily bandaged. Carla Ward did hint that she was unsure of a couple of players today, so it looks like Hansen was one of them. Ebony Salmon on in her place. The other one must have been Daphne van Domselaar, who is out with a hip problem. One back. Patton steps out to claim. Forward by Pacheco. First touch of the ball for Ebony Salmon. Three minutes of stoppage time at the end of the first half. Catley. Robin Moy. A little bit careless. Into the path of Salmon. It's a real shame. Villa weren't going to get back into this, but actually Kirsty Hansen was providing the most positive moments for them.
Yeah, I think...
Flag is up against Blackstenius.
Yeah, just talking about Hansen again, I think she was their outlet in this first half, down that left-hand side. And I think obviously Ebony Salmon will offer something different to Hansen, because Ebony Salmon's more naturally come inside as a striker. So it'd be a difficult, yeah, a loss for Villa. But again, having Ebony Salmon who's able to come on and offer a bit of fresh legs as well will be good for them.
Aston Villa also have the weekend off. They're out of the FA Cup. And their next game, a massive one, away at Everton. And they face Arsenal again after that, so it's real importance on that next WSL fixture at Walton Hall Park. Salmon. Williamson stronger. Moy.
I mean, Aston Villa are so fortunate that that run out of play, because I don't know what it is. I think it's sometimes Sarah Malin gets drawn to the play and gets really drawn in field, but they're so fortunate that ball just run out of play. It's mad.
Well, that about sums up the half for Villa. It's been devastating display in the first half for Arsenal. A hat-trick for Stina Blackstenius, Rina Varnum with the pick of the goals, and they are halfway there. A commanding lead at the break against Aston Villa in the Continental Cup semi-final. Surely heading for the final on Easter Sunday. Half-time at Meadow Park. Arsenal 4, Aston Villa 0. So here are the first half highlights from that dominant display from Arsenal. And they set the tone early on, Gilly.
Yeah, I think we could see early doors from Arsenal. What they were going to do, they was aiming it down. Obviously, their right-hand side with Beth Mead, that channel. But yeah, obviously, they started bright and early. They had a scare straight away within the first minute or so with this chance.
And eventually, the first goal did come after just 9 minutes. Lovely build-up play. And an emphatic finish.
Yeah, it's like what we said during the game. You know, it's a rocket of a finish from Blackstenius. First touch straight into the roof of the net. But it's a great run. She stretched the Aston Villa back line. You see her here. She's got one thing on her mind. That's to put the ball into the back of the net.
And less than 2 minutes later, Arsenal had their second, and so did Stina Blackstenius.
Another great ball in from Beth Mead. Russo wins the first ball, the knockdown, and Blackstenius, she follows her run into the box. And again puts the ball into the roof of the net. But it's Aston Villa's left-hand side that was the target. Russo challenges, and Blackstenius puts it away.
More intense from Arsenal. Again, more space for them to work in. And eventually the third did come, and it was a pretty spectacular one.
Yeah, it was. I think, again, it was Aston Villa showing too much respect to Arsenal. Frida Marnham is able to pick it up. No defender around her at all, and what an unbelievable finish that is. From the edge of the box, from distance, just passes the ball into the back of the net, which is really hard to do, especially from that far out. But poor defending from Aston Villa with not one single player in and around her.
the most casual of finishes from Frida Mornham. And a ferocious free kick from Katie McCabe, nearly adding to Arsenal's tally. This is the best that Villa have produced this half. It's been Kirsty Hansen who has unfortunately had to go off. A couple of crosses. And then this was the fourth. And Blackstenius's hat-trick.
First half hat-trick from Blackstenius. Aston Villa don't deal with the ball at all. And again, you've got Blackstenius in and around 3 Aston Villa players. And she's able to direct the ball into the back of the net. But yeah, great first half hat-trick from her.
Well, the statistics tell the story. Although Arsenal have been clinical, as you can see. 5 attempts, 4 on target, 4 goals resulting. And Aston Villa have had 1 attempt, and it wasn't on target. So half-time at Boreham Wood, Arsenal 4 goals to the good against Aston Villa, and tomorrow we'll find out who surely the Gunners will be playing in the final. Manchester City against Chelsea is on iPlayer at 7:15. Well, Aston Villa's first appearance in a League Cup semi-final was secured with victory over Brighton in the last 8. Here's how they managed it. So a dramatic win in the quarter-finals for Aston Villa, but it looks like their journey is going to come to an end tonight. 4-0 down at half-time to a rampant Arsenal, who are cruising into the semi-finals of the Continental Cup, a competition they've won 6 times, 16 League Cup titles in total. And you've got to feel for those fans who've made the trip from the Midlands. That is commitment. So after the potential therapy and slanging match at half-time, what do you want to see from Aston Villa? What will Carla Ward want to see from Aston Villa coming back out for the second half?
I mean, Carla Ward might actually at the end of the game say it was very pleasant at half-time. You know, I could just be stirring the pot there. But no, I think it's one of those ones. Realistically, you're not going to stand in there and go, the game's done and dusted. You're not. Like, no manager's going to do that. But it's about giving yourselves a good account, you know, and playing for pride now. And it's a bit of a cliche, but going to win the second half. You know, it is difficult. If you're 4-0 down, you're playing against one of the best teams in the country who are at home and they're on it from minute 1. It's difficult, but you've just got to have a bit of pride in you and make sure that you learn from your mistakes in the first half, you tighten up a little bit in the errors and see where where Arsenal have punished you, trying to fix that. And if you can nick a goal or get at least a couple of goals back in and keep it at 4, you know, then that will be seen as a sort of positive. But it's difficult. I've been there. It's really hard.
And the fact now that they don't have a game for another, will be about 10 days, 10, 11 days. Is that difficult, or do you feel like they'll need that sort of time off?
No, it's hard because sometimes you think, I want to just get another game in. But if you're, say, for example, you as Villa and your next game was against Man City or Chelsea, you're probably thinking, we don't want to do 2 on the trot. So maybe it might be good to have a break, you know, refresh, refocus. Like I said, learn from the mistakes that you've made. And then you go back to the focus on the league. And that's ultimately, of course, it's great for a team like Aston Villa. The teams that are outside the top 4, you'll see the cups, this cup, the FA Cup, as a chance to win silverware, or at least even get into the final. So that'll be a disappointment. But yeah, I think with the WSL being able to go back and focus on that, they've still got obviously some big games to play and they want to finish the season strong.
So it looks like Aston Villa are going to make another change. Alicia Lehmann is off and Simone McGill will come on, and with Ebony Salmon also on in that first half. Those are the 2 senior players that they've got on the bench today. The rest are all teenagers. So just another illustration of the gap that Aston Villa are feeling at the moment.
Yeah, and also it's interesting because really Salmon and McGill are more strikers, not really wide players. So obviously you've got potentially 3 strikers now playing obviously in a formation which is more like a front 3, so obviously the left wing and the right wing. But again, yeah, it shows that the depth that they've not got compared to Arsenal and compared to the other clubs. Obviously they've got a couple of key players that we spoke about that are out injured that potentially could have made a difference today. So it's difficult, but again, to be able to have, especially the likes of Ebony Salmon, to come on. No, she's a great young player. She's got a lot of energy and she's exciting. So she can create because she can press the Arsenal back line. You just got to get her further up the pitch.
Her Villa career hasn't really caught fire just yet, but a very exciting young player. Did so well in the NWSL, United States League. Got her move back to the WSL. Hasn't seen much game time. And how ruthless and cutthroat do Arsenal want to be?
I think with Jonas, I think he'll be encouraging Arsenal to go and get more and more, because I think he'll give them the confidence, you know, to then bring that into the league like we spoke about in the first half, with goal difference being huge. I think they'll see tonight as a chance to be ruthless and really rack up the numbers.
it'll be interesting to see if he pursues having Russo and Blackstenius on the pitch at the same time. It's worked well tonight, although they have been afforded quite a lot of space. Here is Russo. On to Mornham. Played by Leet.
He'd probably be hoping as well that Russo could get on the score sheet, you know, and notch up a couple as well, because that's his two strikers there who will be adding more goals to their tally.
Daly hustled and harried by Leah Williamson. Lead picks her heads up, finds Russo. McCabe. Russo leaves it, good awareness. Catley and taps in. Frida Mornham. Her second of the evening. 5-0 to Arsenal. It is just that simple. Or is it? Offside has been ruled out. Celebrations are cut short. Little scratch on the record player. We're back to 4-0. I suspect it's going to come though. Here's Pacheco. Okay, brings it forward.
I'm just sitting here looking at the back line. I just see Rachel Daly playing at centre back, and I'm thinking, what are you doing all the way in the back line? And that's not what Villa need, you know. They need Rachel Daly to get up, offer them an outlet. Obviously, the chance, the offside. I mean, it's hard to see from that angle whether she's off or on. I think, though, as soon as she ran away and she heard the whistle, I think she knew that it was going to be flagged off as offside. But again, we're seeing Arsenal punish Aston Villa in the wide areas all of tonight. It's coming down from the wide areas.
Darley on to Pacheco. That's not a bad delivery. Just over the head of Daly and won by Wubben-Moy. Mead. Down the line for Blackstenius. Good challenge from Turner.
It's a good tackle from Turner, and you're seeing that they've not done that enough. They've not put their foot in enough throughout this game. Solid tackle. You should see what Blackstenius wanted to do. She wanted to cut down on the outside and get the ball across the box. Brave tackle, and one that she had to time well.
Mead with the outswinger. McCabe. Williamson was nearest to it, might still get a chance here. Mead. Catley.
I'm just shaking my head though, because Beth Mead gets the ball there at the back area of the 18-yard box, and not one Villa player goes to close her down. They're just allowing her to pick where she wants to play it.
Here is Mornham, still going, straight at an elite. So what is that, Gilly? Is that a lack of concentration? Lost it again?
I think it's just that passion to defend.
McCabe up towards Alessia Russo.
You know, you're just talking about to have the pride to... Listen, you're 4-0 down, but to have the pride to have a clean sheet in this second half, you know, when a player like that gets the ball, the nearest person has to go and put pressure on the ball. Don't allow her the time and space to take a touch, look up, and actually then pass the ball. She actually passed it to the Aston Villa player. They then lose it, and it goes to an Arsenal player. But it's just about having that pride to defend. You know, don't allow a player to dictate, a forward player to dictate. You got to own that as a defender.
Darley on for Salmon. This could be something. Williamson hooks it away.
And that's what Salmon does so well, though. You know, she chases the ball down, she doesn't stop. And when you're playing up against her as a back line, you do panic, because one dodgy bounce, she can get in because she doesn't stop.
Arsenal work it for Beth Mead. It's dangerous. It's Blackstenius over the top. That should have been the 5th.
Just doesn't seem like Aston Villa are learning at all. Maz Pacheco, you're too far away from Beth Mead there. You need to get closer and not allow her to put the ball into the box. Obviously here, just being able to see Salmon, she doesn't stop. So if Leah Williamson doesn't connect there, she's there. And I think that's what is good about her being potentially in a central position for Aston Villa, because she offers that outlet. She will not stop running.
That Blackstenius effort must have taken a deflection on its way through, so an Arsenal corner. Catley. McCabe. Now Russo. Cooney cross. McCabe back to Steph Catley. Mailing fires it out of play.
Arsenal just looking dangerous every time they attack. Whether it's down the left wing, whether it's down the right wing, down in the centre, any direction, they just look like they're going to go and score.
Ruben Moy for Arsenal. Scored her first England goal in the last international break. It's well won back. Nobbs. Salmon. Ooh, and McCabe. Snatched at it. It's a corner. Could have been better for Aston Villa.
It's one of those ones when you're a defender, you hold your breath really, because you ain't got a clue where that is going to end up. But she has to make the contact because Rachel Daly is on her back shoulder. So if she don't put it in, Rachel Daly's going to put it in. But it just takes the bobble, comes off her shin pad and just loops over the top, but it's an important touch in the end.
Corner taken short for McGill. Mailing. They just roll off Catley, so another opportunity from the corner.
Yeah, clever from Corsi there, because just gives Catley a little nudge. So the ball ends up bouncing off of her to roll out for a corner.
Darley towards the near post. Salmon away from Beth Mead. Darley, made by Russo. Nice control, Cooney cross. Clearance from Williamson finds Mead. Rachel Daly, the furthest back to clear the danger.
You can see it as well. As soon as the ball's going back to Leah Williamson, she makes a great ball forward. She sees the space that Villa have left. Beth Mead, you can see what she wants to do. She wants to play it into the on-running Arsenal players. But there you've got Rachel Daly, who's doing one for the team there and getting back defending.
Catley once again. Darley out for Jordan Nobbs. Four Continental Cups with Arsenal. During her time there, Jordan Nobbs. It was last season, those midfielders, Nobbs, Darley, Staniforth, performed to such a high level. Looks like Arsenal are getting ready for a change. Daly. That's a really intelligent play. Finds Pacheco. Darley. Aston Villa forced all the way back to the goalkeeper from a promising position.
Yeah, it's frustrating, I think, for Villa. You get Mas Pacheco, picks the ball up. She's behind Katie McCabe. You know, she's beating Katie McCabe. Then she just stops, really. She doesn't carry on her run. She's looking to pass it straight away. But there's no one around her to pass the ball. She's standing there waiting, and then Kenzie Darley comes into the picture probably about 5-6 seconds later.
Cooney cross. Mead. I think they think that's a corner.
I think Beth Mead looks so dangerous when she comes inside now. You know, she's not a player you just think show her on her left foot because it's a weaker foot. Even when she cuts in, she can still do a rocket with it. She's a dangerous player.
McGill. Daly. Onto Darley. Now Nobbs. Not enough on it for her. Cleared by Catley. Daly is taking up some very unorthodox positions, I should say, for someone who's wearing the number 9 on the back of her shirt.
And I think it's out of frustration, really.
This could be an opening here. Nobbs, now Turner. Patton. Cut out by Russo.
can hear the screams as well about looking after the ball, but I feel sorry for any Aston Villa player who's on the ball because the movement is so poor. No one wants to get on it, no one wants to be brave.
It's lost. McCabe. Moy. Laxenius. Mead with McCabe on the overlap. Darley. Lovely take from McGill. Pacheco. That's the ball, first time. Salmon, forced wide.
And you see that's what Ebony Salmon offers. You know, she offers the stretch. She's already made the run, so Maz Pacheco can just go first time round the corner. Very direct player. It's great defending there from Arsenal.
So here come the changes for Arsenal. Leah Williamson's rehabilitation continues. She is off. Laia Kadina on in her place, and Caitlin Ford, the other player to come on, with Beth Mead withdrawn. Kadina on with some supplies. Comes the corner towards the near post and flick towards goal. Horsey. Absolutely the right thing to do.
Yeah, you can see what she was trying to do there. Kenzie Darley whips the ball into the near post. You see Rachel Horsey, she's trying to flick it on. She's too much out of the frame of the goal, really.
That's loose. Here's Caitlin Ford. On to Mornham. Fielded fairly easily by Leet. Darley into Daly. Good idea, but it was read by McCabe. Ford. Australian teammate Cooney Cross. Ford's cross. Medina. Field for Ford, onto McCabe. Russo. Too strong for Mailing. Cooney cross, takes it on. If that had gone in, run out of fingers for how many passes that would have been.
You can use my fingers if you want, Robin. I'll let me can. No, but it is very patient build-up play from Arsenal. And I think when Cooney Cross gets the ball initially, she wants to have a strike. Then she takes another touch out, which takes her a bit further wider of the goal. But I think she was leaning back the whole time. But again, not one Aston Villa defender went to engage her and stop her from having that shot, even if she already set herself up to do it.
They've been slightly better in possession, but yes, out of it. Still look very vulnerable. Not sure-footed at all. Here's Mornham. Catley. Back by Wubben-Moy. A little bit too aggressive for Mailing on Catley. Free kick for Arsenal.
And that's just the signs of frustration as well. Really, Villa should have done that from the start, from minute one. Had that attitude, set the tone straight away. But again, it's the frustration now. You know, you can't get close enough to your player. When you do, they've popped the ball already. So sometimes you do just have to naturally just leave a little bit of a dig on them.
It's understandable. Done a lot of chasing this evening. Mornham with the free kick, away by Daly. Dropping for Cooney Cross. Stinius. Now Ford. Russo trying to burst through.
Again, you're looking how close Aston Villa are to their back, or to their goal, really. And Russo still is able to find the space, really, to break their defence, which, you know, obviously it's gone Aston Villa's way now, but she shouldn't even be able to look like she's going to get in. You know, obviously, fortunately for them, it runs out of play, but she still looks close to getting on it.
Wubben-Moy. Collected really well by Blackstenius. It was fired at her. Catley's cross. Mornham retrieves. Still 20 minutes to go. And you're absolutely right, Gilly. It just looks like that Jonas Eidevall wants Russo on the score sheet. He's going to keep her on until that happens, it seems.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think it'd be even more confidence for her. You know, you want your strikers to get on the score sheet.
Leeds got there just in the nick of time.
And it's one ball round the back. Cooney Cross doesn't give up on it, but Anna Lee does really well. She's on her front foot. She comes out early and commits to it. Makes it easier for a defender in that situation too.
Here's Daly. Coming out wide. Gill. Nobbs. Does like a long ranger.
I think that the frustrating thing for Aston Villa there will be Rachel Daly's picked the ball up in the wide left area, looking to put the ball in originally into the box. You want Rachel Daly to be in that box. You don't want Rachel Daly being the one to pick it up, because she's their best aerial threat if the ball gets delivered. And I think that's, like we said, it's signs of frustration, but she's trying to do everyone else's job for them through the frustration side of it, you know, because Aston Villa aren't getting the ball up to where she wants it. But obviously we know what Jordan Nobbs is like on the edge of the box. She fancies herself. She scored some rockets for Arsenal and Villa as well.
Stenius lays it off for Mornham. They're all trying to get Russo a goal. Could have taken that on, surely, Frida Mornham.
Good teammates, eh?
The scoreline as it is, you can afford to do those sorts of unselfish things, perhaps. Whoever's Arsenal's opponents in the final will either be Manchester City or Chelsea. It is the usual suspects, isn't it, making showpiece occasions.
Yeah, and they are consistently in the finals. You know, all three of them, really. They're always up there. And obviously it's going to be a really tough game tomorrow night as well for them too.
Darley. Salmon. Too much on that for Daly.
It's just that quality in the final third from Aston Villa. It's a good-looking ball coming in, just probably a little bit too much pace in it, and Daly's in the right position to attack it at the back post, but too much whip on it, too much pace.
Darley tees it up for Nobbs. Wasn't going to go for it this time. Nice interchange between those two. It's given away. Mornham has a free run. Stenius offside.
I mean, who do you blame there, really? Because do you blame Frida Mornham for not playing the ball earlier? Do you blame Black Stenius that she can see the whole line just stand still a little bit? Because it's a difficult one. Because really, you want Frida Mornham wants Corsi to engage with her so that she's able to play Black Stenius. So it's a difficult one, because you could be saying just play the ball into space and fancy Black Stenius to run onto it and have the beating of the two defenders.
An opportunity missed, you're saying, basically.
Yeah, basically. I'm just not passing the blame on to anyone, Robin.
Quarter of an hour to go. Who are you backing tomorrow? Manchester City are at home. Does that make any difference to you?
No. No, to be fair, that ground gives me nightmares, but yeah, I think I fancy them at home because I think they are a lot stronger there. They're obviously going into the confidence after beating Chelsea in the league too, but it'll be what Chelsea turns up, really, in all honesty.
Live on BBC iPlayer tomorrow, 7:15 kickoff. Always a storyline comes out of that matchup between Manchester City and Chelsea.
No, it's a game now that even me watching it as a neutral, which I will do tomorrow night at home, I'll still feel nervous watching it. It's like it's just such a big game when those two play each other, when Arsenal play and Chelsea play each other. You know, you know that there's so much on the line there, and it's really hard to call it. But yeah, even being at home tomorrow night, I still will feel very, very nervous for kickoff.
Well, that's one of the perks of retirement. You can just sit back, relax.
And it's even been as a neutral, Robin. No, I'm not really bothered about who wins. It's just I just know how big those games are for those players. But yeah, that is the perks of retirement.
McCabe to Blackstenius. Fired in the cross and nearly found Russo. Was penalised in her attempts to try and get onto that cross. Took out a Villa player, it seems.
Again, another whip delivery in. Just comes in late, Sarah Malin, who gets herself in a good position in between Russo and the goal. But yeah, pressure from Russo. I think she's just naturally challenging for the ball anyway, but takes Sarah Malin out in the process.
Here's Cooney cross. Away from McGill. Arsenal thought they'd had a fifth in the second half. Haven't found the back of the net. That one ruled out for offside. Valti on the stretch. Catley onto Katie McCabe. Caden Paul not quite on the same wavelength as Blackstenius. Daly's going straight to McCabe. Ford, flag stays down. Works the space. Away by Turner.
Good patient build-up again from Arsenal. No good defending from Turner there. But it's just nice patient build-up play going from left to right for Arsenal.
Show of Arsenal's depth. Leah Valti off. Alessia Russo off for Kim Little. Player of the match performance at the Emirates. Valti's replacement is Toria Palova. Really are stacked, especially in those midfield areas, Arsenal this season. McCabe.
And I think those subs really just show the difference between the two squads, you know, and where the two clubs are at. That Arsenal can make those changes and bring on the same quality, really, in player to replace them. Whereas if you look at, obviously, Aston Villa bench, a lot of them are youngsters, you know, and they've got a few players that are out, key players that are out injured as well.
Here's Catley. Cooney cross. Pelova. Turner in the way.
Yeah, good brave defending there from Turner. You know, a couple of times now, the Aston Villa defenders, Her and Conti, have got themselves in good positions between them and the goal. Important blocks, vital blocks.
Well, as you mentioned, they are close to that second half clean sheet. McCabe delivers, away by Daly. Mornham. Pelova. Good minutes as well for Kyra Cooney-Cross. Start at the World Cup for Australia alongside West Ham United's Katrina Gorry. That's nicely played. Up for Caitlin Ford. Blackstenius! Didn't fancy adding to her hat-trick.
You just see as well there how easy it is for Arsenal, one or two passes just to get behind the Aston Villa backline. It's been the case of the game so far tonight.
Another change for Aston Villa, Kenza Dali, who's shown a few moments of real quality in that midfield, is off, and 18-year-old Georgia Mullet is on for Aston Villa. Signed her first pro contract in September last year.
It's a great opportunity for her as well. So yes, Aston Villa are 4-0 down, but it's a great chance for you to get on the ball against one of the top clubs in the league and see the standard, really, that you got to play at. It's great exposure, and there's no pressure on her. No pressure whatsoever.
Into the final 5 minutes then. McGill. That's a great pass for Mullet. Zinsberger gets her hand to it. Not too convincing. And it runs for Cooney-Cross. Now Little. Ford. Twisting inside and out and over the top from Pelova.
You'd be expecting better there from Palova on the edge of the box. Forward with great feet again. Cuts down Turner, but Palova, she's leaning back. She's got right under that ball. But you'd be expecting, it's a bit similar to Frida Mana. Frida Mana was a little bit further out there, but same space, unmarked, but just not able to find the quality to put it in the back of the net.
Obviously tonight, that doesn't really matter too much. But there have been a few occasions this season, the WSL in particular, where Arsenal have been so wasteful, which is why they find themselves arguably third in the table.
Yeah, and it's also what we spoke about in the first half of Jonas, saying about how he knows how important goal difference is, because he lost the league in Sweden on it. So you have to be ruthless, especially when you're getting the chances. Obviously, this is a cup game, but if this was the league, you'd be wanting 6 or 7 because you know it's going to rack it up in the goal difference.
McCabe. It's a delightful flick from forward, just ran away from Kim Little. Here's Salmon. Since the final minute of the 90. Catley. Foul, just trying to get herself out of a tight situation.
Villa players are all swarming around her. To be fair, I mean, I'm not too sure that it was a foul from McGill. She seems to win the ball. But I think it was the original contact from Patton and Rachel Day trying to have a little bit of a pull as well.
Frida Mana. Most memorable goal of the night. It is off. 17-year-old Vivian Leah on for another substitute appearance in this competition. So tug back from Kim Little. 2 minutes of time added on. Clearly Arsenal haven't had to take the initiative and push forward and try and get another goal. That is a very small positive that Aston Villa can take into this if they can not concede in the second half.
Yeah, I think Arsenal have been wasteful with the chances that they've had, but there's been better defending this half. In regards to like individual defending, you know, getting themselves in good positions for interception and for blocks. Still haven't really necessarily dealt with the wide players and the corner crosses coming in. But yeah, I think, listen, it's a positive for Aston Villa. Like we said, they've managed so far to keep a clean sheet in this second half and not let Arsenal have more goals on the score sheet.
Forward. Kim Little, darting run. reached the FA Cup semi-finals last season. Aston Villa for the first time. This is their first Continental Cup semi-final. Here's Pacheco. Arsenal cruise to the Conti Cup final. Damage done in the first half. A hat-trick from Stina Blackstenius and a stunning strike from Frida Marnum. They barely had to get out of first gear in the second half. A chastening night for Aston Villa, whose journey in the Continental Cup ends at the semi-final stage. But for Arsenal, it's a 10th Continental Cup final they will contest against either Chelsea or Manchester City, who play tomorrow night. Another chance for Arsenal to get some silverware in the final on the 31st of March. Full time at Meadow Park. Arsenal 4, Aston Villa 0. It all started so well for Arsenal, already threatening inside the first few minutes here.
Yeah, we did say that it's not a perfect start for Aston Villa, but again, early doors, they're stretching the back line, going over the top, and Russo coming in at the back post, very nearly directs it goalward.
And the first goal came after just 9 minutes. Some good build-up. Blackstenius with her first.
Again, I think that's just a player who is full of confidence. No, and absolutely rockets into the back of the net. But again, Arsenal beating the back line of Aston Villa, getting in behind them and punishing them.
And it wasn't long before Blackstenius got her second.
We saw a lot coming down Arsenal's right-hand side with Beth Mead putting deliveries into the box. Aston Villa too far away. Russo connects with the first one. Great little knockdown. And Blackstenius is in a great position, follows her run in and puts the ball into the back of the net.
So that was 2 goals in under 2 minutes. And they kept on threatening Arsenal. Clearance from Mailing this time. Frida Marnum, the dangerous ball across. Eventually Marnum did get her goal.
Tremendous finish there from the edge of the box. No defender around her in sight at all. And just passes the ball really into the back of the net. She manages to get it over and back down again, over Anneli to drop right into the corner. It's a great finish.
Arsenal had further chances. Katie McCabe rattling the crossbar. Fierce effort from the free kick. And this was the hat-trick for Stina Blackstenius.
Aston Villa just not dealing with the ball at all. You know, they missed the first header. Lotta Wubben-Moy is able to put it back into a very dangerous area. And Blackstenius is there, beats Dan Turner to the header and directs it into the goal for a hat-trick.
At the start of the second half, it looked like the goals were going to keep on coming. This was an excellent build-up play, but Frida Marnum deemed offside. Difficult from that angle to see. chances kept coming in the second half, but Arsenal couldn't quite convert any of them.
One where we just spoke about with Beth Mead, able to have so much time in the box to pick out her player. And Steph Catley there, she's just leaning back on that one. Good pressure though from Aston Villa to close her down.
And similarly, Laxtinius getting this all wrong.
Arsenal still had plenty of chances, you know, to make it 5-6-0. Russo challenging, but again, the pressure's better from the Aston Villa defender.
It's one of a rare chance for Aston Villa. Could have resulted in an own goal.
Yeah, Katie McCabe in a good position there. She has to deal with it, because if she don't, Rachel Daly's coming off her back shoulder, but it's one of those ones where you're not too sure where it lands.
And from the corner, Corsi with the right idea. Put into the side netting. And finally, a late attempt from Jordan Nobbs. Can hit them from there. Didn't go for her this time. So dominant from Arsenal, 14 attempts, 6 on target. Aston Villa just the 1 effort on target. That was the final one from Jordan Nobbs there. Thoroughly deserved win for Arsenal, who get themselves into the final of the Continental Cup. And we can find out who the Gunners face tomorrow night on the iPlayer, 7:15 from the Joy Stadium. Manchester City against Chelsea will play for the final place in the final. So make sure you join us for that one. But Arsenal go to their 10th Continental Cup final, still on course to keep hold of the trophy that they won last season against Chelsea. Thank you for joining us at Meadow Park.